Hi everyone, this is Kathy Ryan, and I'm going to try to give you a walk through my online classes. Now, these are the classes I'm teaching right now. They're all developmental math, and I was intending to use this class, my MAT055, because I've taught it before. Only thing is, this semester I'm teaching it as a late start, so this is only the first week. So I've kind of switched over to 050, which is class I'm teaching for the first time online. But let's go there, and I'll kind of show you what I do and how I work my way through it. The first thing I normally do is check the email. So once I get in my class, I go and see if there's anything. I also get my email forwarded to my front range email, so I can check pretty frequently without even being on D2L whether I am getting anything that needs quick attention. So I do that first. And how do I handle my news items? Let me go back down to the bottom so you can see kind of where we are. Oh, I guess it doesn't show everything. Well, I have a welcome there, and I have a welcome. I guess I'm going to do that. It's going to open up all my announcements going back to week 15. But let's go to the bottom here, and there is my welcome. I have all my information there, and I keep it up there so that students have access to all this information all the time. And then I have my welcome screencast, which is quite attractive, don't you agree? Um, this is my tour through D2L, where the syllabus is, and I actually walk through where things can be found and where I'm going to be posting information. I try to make it clear that I do use my announcements and that they should be reading those every time they sign into the class. Drop for non-attendance, and then each week, starting with week 1, this is where I list everything that's going to be due. Now, I saw that some of you guys are using a checklist. I wasn't aware of that one before, so I'm going to take a look and see if that's something that I might want to use in the future as well. But I have everything listed here, and this is basically from the template that was created from the development of the Developmental Math new courses. I do keep in touch with the students right here, and this is part of where I consider my teaching taking place. So I also bring up, I included my dialing it in worksheet so that my students would know how much time I expect they should be putting into the class, as well as what they can expect from me. I do weekly screencasts. So for week 2, again, I have my list of the items that they're going to be working on, and I'm going to show you where they are actually working on these section items in each chapter, as well as the study skills. So let's go back up. Let me go to the top of my class again. Each week I do that. Let's see if I can show you some other things here. I update my screencast each week and put a new one up there. This is the latest. So there's for week 5, although I have my announcement posted, I don't have my screencast created yet. Spring break reminders, and I also throw in some other information here that for them to look at. Let's go back to the top of the class. Because this is a math class online, we use my math lab, and I'm not sure why this is taking so long tonight. I was going to maybe put it off, but I really wanted to get my screencast out there right away, and we're waiting and waiting and waiting, and I'm just trying to get to the main page of my class. There we go. So email, check on announcements. My math lab is here. Rather than risk taking too much time showing you that, this is basically where all their work is going to be taking place. So a lot of the learning takes place in my math lab, and I'm not actually doing videos or creating the teaching in that area of the course. It's already prefab and put together for them. So the next place is discussions, and I'll show you the way my discussions are laid out. I have a general discussion area. This is where I ask them to communicate with me. I ask them to make comments and to post questions here that are not related to the graded discussion each week. This is not a graded discussion area, it's just for communication. I also encourage my students to create study groups. It looks like we've got a good one going here in Boulder, but doesn't look like anyone from the Westminster or Larrenburg campuses are getting together to form a study group. I also have a general, possibly anonymous, discussion area for study tips, do's and don'ts, and nothing's there as yet as well. My other discussions are all set up, and I'm going to move down. We had the introduction area, and looks like I am the last one posting in all of them. I do respond to every single person who introduces themselves. And then our discussion questions are listed in exam order. So for exam 1, it covers all of these chapters, and chapter 1 is actually everything that's covered in week 1. Chapter 2, week 2, and as I'm going through this I realize I should actually be saying week 1, week 2, week 3, and I'm not sure why I don't have that there. The way these have been posted is I list a bunch of problems, and I ask the students to post a problem in order, so they should be posted from the first one, the next one, the next one in order. And they should also respond to a classmate, checking their answer, verifying it, fixing a problem, or just commenting on it. I'm looking for collaboration between the students, but I go in and I read every single post, and if I see a blatant error that is not corrected by another student, I jump right in there and try to sort out the problem. Normally I don't tell them what they've done wrong, but I may point out that they have an error on their second line, or that they're missing an explanation of what they're doing. And that's basically how all my weekly discussions, my graded discussions, go. The other assignments that I have are in the Dropbox, and this is where we have study skills that have been incorporated into the developmental math classes. So all of these are weekly assignments that they are supposed to be doing in addition to the work in my math lab and in addition to the problems that they're posting in the discussions. Where does my teaching take place? In the announcements, I will sometimes post the rules or how to follow a particular process. And in the discussions, I read everything and catch errors and question the students on perhaps another way of working a problem that they've done one way. And the Dropbox, I also make comments here. So my assessments for discussions and Dropbox are also part of what I consider the teaching that I do. I also wanted to apologize to all of you guys that I don't have my picture up here. I don't have a webcam on my desktop computer. All of my screencasts, other than that first introduction one, is without my face on my screencast. But I think I get my message across. Let's see. Boy, this is going way faster than I expected it to go. I only have one quiz, which was from the first week. It's a syllabus quiz. And those are basically the things that the students are required to do every week. They have discussions, they have my math lab, they have Dropbox, and just the one quiz on that during that first week. I did want to go back and show you, since I did start my MAT055 late start this week, if I can get back there before the 10 minutes are up, I wanted to show you the other kinds of announcements that I post. So let me go into that class real quickly because I think I have, since that one has already been set up and I've taught it before, I can show you the types of announcements that I have in there as well. And it's mostly just kind of interesting things that I find and I think they might enjoy. And hopefully, what I have in there, and I'm going to open all my news items so you can see some other things that I post. And that's the end. Let's see if I can. No, things like that. Happy Halloween. Let's see if I can find any cartoons. Oh, here's one. Can you read this? Just things about the brain. Here's one that talks about Alice in Wonderland, and I like to include that sort of thing, hopefully, to get their attention, to get them more interested in looking at the announcements. So those are the kinds of things that I'll also post in the announcements, and that's pretty much what I have in my class and how I run it and how I teach and where I do my assessments, which I include in my grade book. And thanks for watching.